Adani, my daughter, you must not tell anyone that I am with child. It is said that what is not known cannot be attacked. The palace is a dangerous place right now, and no one must know. Ever since then, Lord Nkem Dilim always stayed indoor, and she always covered herself so that no one would notice her baby bump. Even Obima did not know, even though he monitored her and his daughters closely. He never observed that she was pregnant. The cock crowed thrice. The palace woke with a groan, like an ancient giant rising from an uneasy sleep. In the courtyard, Obima, the reincarnated King Obiekwe, swept the marble floor, but his mind was elsewhere. How do I get these people? The gods had shown him a vision, the royal staff, the sacred offer of Umokmu, glowing where the river bends and the Iroko weeps. That staff was the true symbol of kingship, hidden by him before his death, and it could expose every lie. One sunny afternoon, Obima came to visit Nkem. She had grown fond of his random visits and she found it comforting. But he saw it. He saw the baby bump. "You are pregnant, Nkem," he said in the most soothing voice ever. Nkem Dilim was surprised as only one person ever called her Nkem. And here is a servant who should address her as a queen, addressing her in such affectionate manner. Nkem enjoyed this attention but was curious as well. "It is a secret," she replied. "I am carrying the late king's child." "I will protect you and our children," he muttered mistakenly. I will protect you and your children." But danger brewed in the palace. Unfortunately, pregnancy cannot be hidden for so long. And because Lala Adaku craved special attention from Obima, she asked the guards to monitor them. On several occasions, she had tried to get Obima's attention. Yes, she did. Obima played along. "To kill a lion, you must first tame it," Obima said. One day, Adaku called one of the guards. "Go and pay attention to that witch Nkem Dilim and find out what she's up to. She has been missing for a while. I also want you to find out what that servant Obima is up to with her," she said jealously. Unfortunately, the secret came open. Lolo and Adaku and Chief Nana were restless. Rumors of Nkem Dilim's pregnancy had reached them, and both feared that the unborn child would threaten their hold on the throne. "If that woman gives birth to a boy," Adaku hissed, "the chiefs will begin to whisper. They will say Obiekwe's spirit lives in her womb. Then we must stop it," Nana said coldly, "before it is too late." That afternoon, a lavish meal was sent to Nkem Dilim's hut. A strange gesture, she said. This was because she was no longer honored. The servant whispered, "The queen mother has remembered the first wife. Wonder shall never end." Obima's spirit stirred uneasily. He saw the meal, steaming yam porridge with scent leaves. But something about the aroma pricked his senses. It was sweet but laced with danger. He remembered Adaku's perfume. It was the same scent that clung to this meal. His blood ran cold. Just as Nkem Dilim lifted her first spoonful, Obima staggered forward and pretended to trip. The bowl crashed to the floor. The food spilled like blood across the mat. "Obima, what is wrong with you?" she gasped. "Forgive me, my queen," he said. "My hand slipped." But he saw it where the soup touched the floor, that ants died immediately. "Tofi Akwa," Nkem Dilim explained. "It is not clumsiness, my lady," he whispered. "The gods just saved your life." She looked into his eyes and the truth trembled between them. Something unseen bound them, the soul of a husband and a wife, reunited by fate. Days later, another plan. Adaku and Nana sent a maid named Udoka to carry a jug of palm wine to Nkem Dilim. The wine had been mixed with the powdered oji, the poison that kills quietly, leaving no trace. But Obima, ever watchful, intercepted the girl. "Let me take it to her," he said, smiling. "She trusts me more." "No," Udoka protested. "The queen mother said that I must protect her," he finished calmly. "Do you want to disobey?" The girl hesitated, then handed him the jug. As soon as she left, Obima poured the wine on the earth behind the shrine. The wicked dig a pit, but fall into it themselves. That night, he went to Nkem Dilim's hut and warned her gently again, "Be careful of gifts. Not every hand that feeds you loves you." She nodded, frightened but grateful. "Why do you care for me so much, Obima?" "Because once I failed someone like you, I will not fail again," he said softly. And in his heart he wept. Remember how cruelly he had shouted at her, how he had turned away when she begged for love, how he had called her useless for bearing only daughters. Now he understood the weight of every tear she had shed. Meaning it will not repeat again. Obima's kindness so spread among the servants. He shared his rations, fixed broken mats, spoke softly, and defended them when the guards abused their power. They began to call him Okparadi Okbenye, the son of the poor. But not everyone was pleased. Adaku began to notice his closeness to Nkem Dilim, his quiet strength, the way even the guards respected him. One evening, she whispered to Chief Nana, "This servant knows too much. He's always around Nkem Dilim. I suspect him." "Then we shall find a reason to cast him out," Nana replied. "Let us tell the new king he flirts with the queen mother's honor." The next day, Obima was summoned before the royal council. Somadina sat proudly on the stool of kingship, his gold bracelet gleaming. Obima, he said harshly, it has come to my ears that you speak against the queen and neglect your duties. What do you have to say for yourself? My king, Obima said humbly, I have done no such thing. My only crime is protecting the innocent. The boy king sneered, your tongue is too sharp for a servant, be warned. A tree that grows too tall will meet the axe. As Obima bowed and left the hall, he whispered to himself, the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. That night, the god spoke to him again in a dream. He saw himself walking by the riverbank. The moonlight shone upon a weeping Iroko tree. It shoots deep in the earth. Beneath it, he saw the glow of the royal staff, the Ofo. When he awoke, he knew what to do. He left before dawn, following the path that curved behind the sacred grove. The river song led him on. There, beneath the old Iroko that bent toward the water, he dug and his hand struck something hard. It was the Ofo of Umokbu, untouched, glowing faintly in the moonlight. As he lifted it, thunder rumbled faintly in the distance. The gods had acknowledged him. Ofo bu Nkenga nke Ezioku. The staff is the strength of truth. He knew now that with this, he could expose the lies of Adaku and Nana, but the time was not ripe. First, he must ensure Nkendilim's safety and the birth of her child. That night, when he returned, he went straight to Ikemdilim's place. The gods are watching over you, he said softly. And over this child, she asked. Yes, he smiled. Over this child most of all. Far away, Adaku sat in the golden chamber, staring into her mirror, her heart burning with jealousy and fear. For the first time, she felt the gods turning against her. Whatever a person does in secret, wait for them at home. Ikemdilim's delivery draws closer. If it is a female child, then you can spare the life of the child. But if it is a male child, you must choke life out of that monster. If you fail to do this, your children will be sold to the white merchant and you will never see them again. Adaku warned the midwife.